Hey guys, I'm going to talk about Yohimbine, how to use it, how to dose it, potential side effects to look out for, how it makes you feel when you actually take it. Maybe most importantly, how effective is it at burning fat, and is it even worth taking to begin with? I'll also go over stacking with other compounds, whether or not you need to cycle it, when to use it, and all that good stuff, so sit tight. Alright, first of all, how to use Yohimbine. You're going to want to use it before you do fasted cardio in the morning. And that's actually quite important, because if you take Yohimbine and then eat some food, the insulin response from the food is going to make the Yohimbine useless. So your stomach needs to be empty. Personally, what I do is I'll wake up, I'll take the Yohimbine immediately, and then I'll go and do fasted cardio. And then after I've done fasted cardio, I'll leave it another half an hour before eating. And this is just to let the Yohimbine fully metabolize, because its half-life's pretty short. I think it's something like 35 minutes, so it's going to be in and out pretty quick. All right, dosing. The dose you want to go for is 0.2 milligrams times your body weight in kilos. So for example, if you are an 80 kilogram man, that's 0.2 milligrams times 80 kilos. What is that? 16 milligrams. So 16 milligrams is going to be what you want to be aiming for. But what I would recommend is that you start at half that, just to assess your personal tolerance to it, because some people handle it different than others. For me, it's quite mild, but it's like anything, it's best to be safe. So start at half of what your dosage is based on that calculation, and slowly build your way up. You can probably go past that dose too, but I can't really recommend it. All right, potential side effects to look out for then. Overall, Yohimbine's quite a mild substance, but there's three things to keep in mind. One is that if you are an anxious person, it can make anxiety a little bit worse. This is because it activates fight or flight in your body, the sympathetic nervous system. So you're going to get pulses of adrenaline, and it can tend to make you a little bit anxious and jittery. So yeah, if you have anxiety, just consider that before you take it. It's not extreme, it's quite mild, but I'm just speaking for me. For you, it might be different. All right, number two, it can have a moderate effect on your kidneys. So for the vast majority of people, this is going to be absolutely fine. But if you do have any prior kidney health conditions, maybe just go easy on it, really consider it. For most people, they're going to be fine if you just stay hydrated. You're not going to have any issues. Okay, the third thing to look out for is blood pressure. Because it activates fight or flight in your body, your blood pressure is going to go up and your heart's going to beat a little bit faster. But again, for most people, this isn't going to be an issue. But if you have a history of high blood pressure and blood pressure related complications, it's just another thing to look out for. Okay, how it makes you feel when you actually take it. This is going to vary a lot person to person, but for me, it kind of gives me this jittery, almost uncomfortable sort of energy. If you've ever taken too much caffeine on an empty stomach, it's kind of the same as that. Your hands can shake a little bit and it can be uncomfortable, but some people enjoy that. Some people say it's almost euphoric and it gives them energy. So again, it's going to vary drastically person to person. Okay, how effective is it actually at burning fat? I would say that it's probably going to give you a 10% boost in fat loss rate. So for a 12-week cutting phase, it would probably turn that into about a 11-week cutting phase. So it's pretty significant. Again, 10% doesn't seem like that much on paper, but it is quite significant over weeks and months. And that's if you use it the way I described. Fasted cardio in the morning, empty stomach, People say that there's no difference between fasted cardio and regular fed cardio, but that's not taking into consideration pharmacology and things that actually boost fasted cardio's effectiveness, like Yohimbine. So that's how effective it is. It's probably going to be, again, the main drivers of fat loss is going to be your calories and your cardio. So if you skip out on diet and cardio and think, oh, because I'm taking a fat burner, then I don't need to focus on those as much, you're mistaken. It's simply going to be the icing on the cake. All right, stacking. Can you stack it with other fat burners? It stacks very well with caffeine and clenbuterol. So with caffeine, it's actually going to boost the bioavailability of the yohimbine. So it's going to be even more effective. And caffeine is a stimulant, so it's going to ramp up your central nervous system anyway and put you into that sympathetic state. So yeah, they stack very well together. For clenbuterol, that acts on the beta-2 receptors, and yohimbine acts on the alpha-2 receptors. So there was an analogy I heard whereby clenbuterol is like putting your foot on the gas and speeding up fat loss, and then yohimbine is like taking your foot off the brake, allowing fat to mobilize. So using them in combination, very, very potent, very powerful, but obviously it comes with more risks. Personally, I don't like clen. I don't like the cramps. I don't like the jittery feeling it gives me. So I just use yohimbine. But if you tolerate clen well, you can stack it with that. All right, when to use it then? First of all, I'm not going to sit and gatekeep and say you need to meet certain criteria just to use something, just to use a compound. That's ridiculous. But if I was to say my own opinion, I would say that you should use it when you're already pretty lean. So when I get to about 10% body fat, that's when I'll start throwing in fat burners. So I'm already lean, 10% body fat, I'll throw a fat burner in just to get rid of that last bit of fat and get shredded. Okay, do you need to cycle it or not? Some people say you need to cycle it like clen to restore sensitivity to it, but I don't think you need to do this because the half-life's so short. So it's going to be in and out in a couple of hours max. And if you think about it, the other 20 plus hours of the day, your body's going to be spent resensitizing to it anyway. So you can cycle it if you want, but just stay on it. For me, I've noticed no difference. I've been on it for weeks and weeks and weeks at a time, and it's always just been as effective as day number one. So do what you want, but I wouldn't say you need to cycle it. All right, that's it, guys. I hope this helped. Any questions, drop them down below and I'll get back to you. Apart from that, do all the YouTube stuff, like if you liked, and check out my blog, enhanceplayer.com. Thanks for watching.